Hey, it's Todd Newton for Invader Coffee. You know how you have a cup of coffee and you just know that, ooh, this is a really good cup of coffee. And then other times you take a sip of a cup and you're like, ugh, ugh. Well, what's the difference? We don't really know. We just know it when we taste it, right? Well, Invader Coffee hits it out of the park every single time because Invader Coffee is 100% air roasted. And when your coffee is air roasted, that means you're getting the premium quality in each and every cup. Only 1% of the world's coffee is air roasted, and Invader Coffee is in that percentile. You can order Invader Coffee in a multitude of flavors right now by visiting toddnewtononline.com and clicking on the Invader Coffee logo. Invader Coffee is veteran owned, made right here in the USA in Austin, Texas. And if you don't love the way it tastes, 100% money back guarantee. Subscribe to Invader Coffee, save a few bucks, and you'll never run low on your coffee supply. Great flavors like Nectar of the Gods, Tiramisu, the Mexican chocolate blend, and many, many more. Order Invader Coffee today. Veteran owned, baby. You can taste that pride. Get yours right now at toddnewtononline.com. You'll see the Invader Coffee logo. toddnewtononline.com. We're talking Invader Coffee.
Welcome to the Todd Newton Morning Show podcast, featuring weekly highlights from the most talked about show on the FM dial. Now, with the talk that will keep you talking, here's Todd Newton and Maria Todd.
Keeping with the food theme, we were just talking about how if you spend too much time watching these TikTok and Instagram feeds where it's just food, it can lead you to thinking you're hungrier than you actually are. Or not even, Maria, it doesn't make me think I'm hungrier than I actually am. It just makes me want to experiment with new things. You know, and
it makes you want to go buy those groceries.
Right. And I don't consider those meals. That's the problem. So even if I try to ration out calories over the course of my meals, I don't consider, experimentation real calories. Kind of like when I'm in Vegas, I don't consider that real money. It's like, oh, I just dropped $60 over there. All right. Well, it's Vegas. It's not real money, anyway.
Yeah.
There is a woman in Georgia who has worked at the Longhorn Steakhouse for more than 2 decades. Her name is Gail
That's a lot
Dudley.
of beef.
Yeah, that's a lot of beef. Everybody loves Gail Dudley. When they go to if you go to the Longhorn Steakhouse in Columbus, Georgia, and you don't see Gail Dudley, well, friend, you ain't been to the Longhorn Steakhouse in Columbus, Georgia. Well, she was working just late last week, Thursday night, and one of the executives from the company, from the nationwide chain, showed up at her restaurant. He didn't even live in Georgia. Showed up to the restaurant and handed Gail Dudley a check for $5,000.
What?
And wrapped her in a gold chef coat. And on the left breast pocket, there was stitched, it said Grill Master Legend. Now, the Longhorn Steakhouse, there are over 540 of these around the country. I don't know if I've been to Longhorn. I've been to Texas Roadhouse. I've definitely been to a Golden Corral or two.
Me too.
I've been to Outback, of course. I've been to Ponderosa.
I'm right with you.
You remember Ponderosa?
You ever been to Sizzler?
Sizzlers?
Yes,
yeah.
I went to Ponderosa, Sizzlers.
Yeah.
I can't think. Texas is full of steakhouses.
Yeah. You got them all down there. But the reason Gail Dudley was handed this $5,000 check and was dubbed Grill Master Legend is last week she cooked her 1 millionth steak.
Wow.
That is a big wow, isn't it? I mean, 1 million steaks.
I don't think I've ever cooked 1 million of anything.
Over the course of 20 years at the Longhorn Steakhouse. First of all, that's dedication. I mean,
no kidding.
Anybody that puts in 20 years at any gig, I mean, that you deserve some sort of recognition there. But 1 million steaks. Think about all the people she has fed. Holy cow.
Oh, man.
I wonder if Longhorn is one of those places that has like the endless salad bar, where you can just go back and get all the chicken tenders. And they have the dessert bar where you just go back and back and back, You just leave your pride at the front door and enjoy it.
That would take care of those stretch pants that you're wearing.
I was just going to say, tonight, honey, Big Daddy is wearing his sweatpants because we're going to the Longhorn Steakhouse to see Gail Dudley, Grill Master Legend. But Gail, congratulations. 1 million steaks. Ooh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
You are listening to
The Todd Newton Morning Show with Maria Todd.
You want to tell this story or you want me to tell this story?
You're really good at it. But I tell you what.
Yeah.
This man has gone way above and beyond.
Well, look, we're all protective of who our kids date and who our kids get involved with, especially when they're younger. Now, this guy's son, I don't know. This guy might be his son might be a little out of the range where getting crazy is appropriate. But I remember when my daughter Maria, when she brought home her first boyfriend.
Oh, God.
Good enough kid. Now, she was 16, and she only dated the boy for, 2 or 3 months. But, after a month or so, when I knew that she was spending, a significant amount of time with him, I'm like, listen, it's time to introduce this kid to Dad. This is the way we do it. This is how we do it in the Newton family. I don't care what your friends are doing. I want to meet this boy. If this boy's driving you around places and you're spending time at his parents' house, I want to meet this kid. So I wanted it to be, plus it was the first boyfriend I'd ever met. So I wanted it to be significant. So when she brought the boy into the room, I got real, uncomfortably close. I was friendly, but I invaded his personal space intentionally, and I put both my hands on the side of his face. And I said, oh, look at that. Very nice bone structure. And then I ran my fingers through his hair. And I said,
oh, God, you creep.
Good stock, I was saying. Freaked.
What are you doing, you creep?
Freaked. I totally creeped this kid out. Freaked him out. But I guarantee He was a gentleman around my daughter, and he was respectful when he came into my home. There was that was it. I may have crossed a boundary there, but
I bet she was always home on time.
Always home on time, believe that. But there's a man in China who didn't particularly care for his 26-year-old son's choice in a girlfriend. So what this guy planned on doing was shaming his son into breaking up with her. He's like, listen, if my son's not going to break up with this girl on his own, if he's not going to make the call, I'm going to kind of push this forward. So the dad, mid to late 40s, strips down to his buff.
No.
And runs naked through the girlfriend's neighborhood. Imagine being the girlfriend. You're looking out the window, and there's your boyfriend's father streaking down the street.
Yeah. Okay.
And he wanted the girl, obviously, to think that this dude was so crazy, and maybe the crazy runs in the family, and sometimes I think it does. But he wanted her to break up with the boyfriend, due to this embarrassment. Well, of course, it backfired. Everybody knows when you run naked down the street, it backfires. You never get the desired result. I mean, come on. He got arrested. Police were called.
Of course.
And he admitted to the police that he had even rehearsed the run the night before, so he knew where he was going to be running. You got to admire.
Other people saw him.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
And probably the first time they let it go, but when they saw him coming back the second time, they thought, pattern, I'm calling the cops.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Subscribe now so you never miss a beat. For more Todd and Maria, visit ToddNewtonMorningShow.com. The Todd Newton Morning Show podcast. Great talk that will keep you talking. Produced by the host with the most, LLC. All rights reserved.